right, hi guys, this is Miss Lane. So I noticed last week some parents had a little bit of trouble accessing and understanding the document that I had sent out about all of the learning that students should be doing at home. So I thought that I would just make a little video to kind of show you guys and walk you through all the expectations for week 2, okay? So when you open the PDF in Dojo, or if you've requested it to be sent via email, the first page that you are going to see is going to be this Learning at Home page with a letter. Just like week 1, I'm going to have a letter kind of just overviewing everything for week 2. A couple of the big points is that every Sunday, I'm going to be posting the weekly overview and daily schedule instead of every Monday. I want to make sure I give you a little bit of a heads up so that you can actually look over it on Sunday night before the week begins. All assignments are still due Friday at 3:30 p.m. And you can either choose to do the weekly schedule and just get everything done at once, or you can kind of split it up like I've recommended. The other big component is making sure that you're uploading all assignments to your child's portfolio. So I created a video last week on how to do that. That link is right there. If you have not seen it, please go ahead and click on the link and watch it. It's going to explain to you how to go to the portfolio and upload all the assignments. If your child does not upload an assignment, they are not going to receive credit for it in the grade book. And that's kind of end of story. They have to send in the assignment. I'm grading them for completion, so it's okay if they get some answers wrong or they, don't spell things correctly. That's not what I'm grading it for. If you complete the assignment, you're going to receive credit for it, okay? I'm available from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. You can either message me on Dojo or you can call me. You can text me. I'm available multiple different ways. And if for some reason, you can't fit in between those hours, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And see if I'm available. I likely will be. Okay. So the next component that we're kind of going to look at is the weekly overview, because that's going to be your next page. Okay. So I'm splitting it up by subject. So we have reading, math, projects, and then writing and SEL, which is social emotional learning. Okay. So let's first of all go ahead and look at this reading component. So I'm going to outline kind of my expectations for what students should be doing. The first part is Kids A to Z, or RAS Kids. It's the same thing. Students for this week should be listening to 4 stories. That means that they're clicking on the tiny little headphone to listen to the story. Then they're reading the story themselves and recording their reading the story so I can hear them. And then they have to take the quiz. They have to do all those 3 components, or else they're not going to receive credit for the work that they've done on RAS Kids. They can't just listen to 15, they can't just listen to, 15 stories and not take the quiz or not record themselves, because then I don't know, how their reading is progressing, okay? And that's how I'm going to give them credit for it. If for some reason your child can't access Kids A to Z, maybe you don't have a laptop yet, something like that, then you should be selecting 4 books at home to read, and then you can respond to the suggested comprehension questions that are listed down at the very bottom of this document, okay? The other component of Kids A to Z is that they should also be logging onto Headsprout, which is the green planet, and that helps them practice phonics. So they should be logging into that for 2 hours over the course of the entire week. If you would prefer to do Amplify, you can do that, but that's something we have not used, so that's up to you. The next component is sight words. The first thing you need to do is go ahead and look at that list that I sent out previous from last week. It's the same list. You're going to choose 5 new words to work on for this week. Okay? And you're going to keep those flashcards that you created last week to continue to review and practice those sight words. So this week, instead of just having 5 words, you're going to have 10 words, 5 from last week and 5 new words from this week. Okay? If for some reason your child knows every single word on that list, go ahead and reach out to me. You should move on to the next list, which is the primer list, not the pre-primer list, okay? And then you're going to engage in the suggested activities. Those suggested activities are listed in my daily overview. I have a suggested activity for each day. The final component for our reading, okay, is going to be the read aloud. And every week I'm going to be posting a read aloud video. Just like last week I posted the read aloud video on Stand Tall, Molly Lou Melon. This week it's going to be a brand new book, brand new video. Make sure that you watch the video and then respond to the questions at the end of that. Okay, now we're on to math. That's our next subject, okay? And there are two different websites that we could use for math. The first is going to be called Khan Academy. The information on how to log on to Khan Academy is going to be listed down at the bottom, okay? On Khan Academy, there are assignments that your child has to complete. If they complete all those assignments, then they can go, it'll kind of prompt them with more activities, but I've assigned specific things for your child, and they should be finishing those. The second site that they should be going on to is Imagine Math. And this is a really awesome site. They should be going on it for at least 1 hour per week. I know that they really love this site. It's super fun. It has lots of fun songs. And it's directly at each specific child's level. So one child might be doing something completely different from another child, but it's at their level. It's a really fun site. Okay. The next thing is the project, and this is going to be focused on social studies learning. We're going to finish up that community learners book. Community helpers book. So this week we're going to read 3 different books to learn about community helpers. You're going to continue to practice that song that's at the bottom of this packet. And then you're going to write and draw a picture of each community helper to finalize that awesome community helpers book that we should have by now. Okay. The final thing is writing an SEL, and this is just watching my morning meeting and morning message video every single day, and then responding to whatever writing prompts I give at the end, okay? The next page is going to be the suggested daily schedule. Now, this is not additional activities. This is just breaking it down per day, okay? So here, this is everything that's due for the whole week, okay? Here, I break it down day by day so that if you want to split it up day by day and you want to be able to break it up like that, I offer that option for you of kind of what I suggest. You don't have to do it this way, but this is kind of just what I think would be helpful, okay? And then I break it down day by day of the different activities you should be doing each day so you make sure that you finish everything that's expected to be completed in this weekly overview, okay? Keep scrolling down. This is where you're going to see resources and links, and this is what I kind of keep referring back to. This is where you're going to see the login information for Raz Kids or Kids A to Z. This is how, then right here, it's going to explain to you how you actually record yourself on that site, which is really important because they have to do that in order to receive credit. Here's the another link to the site word list. Here is their Khan Academy login information, their Imagine Math login information, the Community Helpers song, all the links to each of the books that they're expected to read for community helpers. And then down here are the comprehension questions. Those are the questions that they should be answering if they're choosing to read books at home rather than reading books on Raz Kids. And then here's kind of an outline about grades. The last part is about writing. This time I decided to add in a sample writing page of what that could look like. But the most important thing I want you guys to remember about writing is that in kindergarten, we do not worry about correct spelling. I do not want you telling your child how to spell any word at all. That doesn't help them learn how to actually write and spell words on their own. Encouraging them instead to sound out words is going to really help them become an amazing, amazing writer. If you just tell them how to spell words, then they're going to depend on you every time in order to spell those words instead of persevering and really trying to figure those words out for themselves. Your kids are so, so smart. They know how to sound out words. We do it every day in class. They're going to be able to do this. But you got to kind of push them to do it because I know that they want to ask you or they might get frustrated or you might get frustrated. It's okay. But let them persevere and try and figure it out, okay? So please let me know if you have any questions, but this is just an overview of our expectations and assignments for this week. Thanks so much, guys.